even the best of celebrities with the most access to good fashion and tons of money and advice still just have off days and make mistakes. Don't think everybody looks beautiful all the time. Well, I don't know if you follow this as closely as I do, but I'm pretty age sensitive and always trying to defend us OGs, old girls. But what I'm finding is OGs are creeping into Hollywood and entertainment, where it used to be when you turned 40, 39, you hit a brick wall. Your career was gone unless you were somebody like Betty Davis and you could give up your vanity and make a crossover to older, quirkier, not beauty driven roles. But that is rare. However, today, what we put together, which is fascinating to me, and I know some of these people, so I'll talk about them, are a list of women who are past 50, who are still super influential and active in the entertainment industry. And you see them all the time on red carpet, at award shows, in movies, in TV series. And honestly, they have their own best and worst looks. And the majority of the women we're going to talk about today are not the kind of women that have a stylist following them around, dressing them every day. As a matter of fact, some of the women are so huge as personalities, have so much celebrity, that to tell you the truth, everyday life, they, as Rhett Butler would say in Gone with the Wind, frankly, they don't always give a damn how they look. Yeah, it gets tiresome to be glamour girl every minute, but let's start with somebody who absolutely blows me away. Not only for how she foresees the trends of society into the near future, but how she has morphed herself. We're talking about Oprah. Now, Oprah Winfrey. I love that two-piece outfit, but come on. And she's up front. She tried Weight Watchers, didn't work. She went on Ozempic, lost a ton of weight, at least 30 or 40 pounds, got off of it, gained back, went back on it again. They're saying now you may have to stay on it for life. I don't know if that's good or bad. But here's what I want to get to. This woman is now 72 years old. She looks better, more polished, more in touch with herself, more put together, and more glamorous on an everyday scale than she looked 25 years ago. And what that does is it gives all of us hope that we can do that too. If you really want to know the truth, and I'm just going to talk about myself for 1 second really quickly, I have a million pictures of me on tele-retail, on QVC Italy, QVC UK, QVC France, QVC Germany, Canada, and of course HSN America. You know what? I'm not sure I'm not going to tell you the truth by saying I like my image better today at 80 with my white hair and how I've worked with it than I did when my hair was red and long and I was on tele-retail. Crazy, but I think you get to an age where you know you've got to participate actively in grabbing the moment, and nobody has done it better than Oprah. And here's what really blows me away. That ivory outfit she's wearing, those two-piece outfits, airport loungewear, are the best invention for a woman over 50 that I've seen come along in the fashion world for decades. They're appropriate, they're flattering, they're easy to wear, easy to take care of, and they just look right. And you're going to see that look grow and grow and grow. And who started that look? Oprah! As she lost weight, used to dress. Now we're going to show her in some of her worst. Oh yeah. It wasn't only weight, it was choice, and it was hair, and it was how she put these outfits together and what was the intention of them. Because weight is not everything. But hasn't she aged magnificently? I mean, she's really morphed herself into somebody who knows her best and worst, and she just looks extraordinary. And I love that whole airport loungewear thing. I mean, that is a reason to start collecting clothing again. So if you are in your 50s and you're thinking, I am just losing it, guess what? There are ways back again. And I think that a lot of us are going to wind up aging and looking back at the age of 70, I'm 80, and saying, you know what? Actually, like me, in the moment, better now. Just not Pollyanna, but a little bit of a sunny thought where you can actually be more beautiful, more fashionable, and more relevant as you get older, where we always think the opposite. I have sat next to Martha Stewart so many times for events. We get our hair done at the same salon. We got, when I was coloring my hair colored, same colorist. We even used the same manicurist. But she's very social, by the way. She loves to make contact and talk. But she's 84 years old. Give the woman a break. And she has gone through a lot of ups and downs with her weight. And that middle outfit, that two-piece outfit, that's another airport loungewear outfit. And it looks fantastic on her. It's monotone. It doesn't cling to her middle. That's her whole danger zone. Same for me. I really relate to that. She chose beige, which is so great with her blonde, beautifully balayaged and streaked hair. And I'll tell you what, Martha, in all reality, is a garden girl. She's a kitchen girl. She likes to be in the kitchen. She likes to be planting something. She likes to be cooking something. She likes to be sitting around the kitchen island. And I would not say the Martha Stewart, even though she's got a fashion line on QVC again, I wouldn't say that she was all that interested in fashion. But she knows, this woman knows how to be an OG. Martha Stewart knows how to age correctly. Yeah, she's 84, but she's not really 84. She's sort of Martha. And that is the tricky nature you have to come to. And you see in every single outfit, no grabbing around the middle, takes advantage of lean legs, takes advantage of some of the best hair I've seen on any female's head ever, which just leads me to this. She's 84. She is probably more active in her career than ever. Just opened up her first restaurant in Las Vegas, Martha style comfort food, of course. But she knows, even in her off hours, how to look good. It's not that she cares that much, and she certainly isn't that fussy, but she's definitely had her problem moments. Oh, that dress is cruel. It is. Yeah, I've seen that dress. It's from Stella McCartney. And it just looked a lot better. So, one thing, and I will agree with Martha on this, evening wear, so tricky for older women. We used to have a ton of formal parties at HSN. Every dress always labored over it. What torture. Middle outfit, just too busy. And that open sweater, it kind of like lumps around your middle. Martha is much better, as are all of us as we age. Oprah too, in much simpler outfits. And lilac, I think comfort is a huge key to looking right as you age. But point of this particular PC for Fashion Thursdays is even the best of celebrities with the most access to good fashion and tons of money and advice still just have off days and make mistakes. Don't think everybody looks beautiful all the time. Never happens. Now, here is an absolute fashion favorite of mine, Michelle Obama. I have got to give incredible kudos to this woman, not only for, well, she's got body to die for. She's long, she's lean, she's tall, 5'10". She's remained really slim. She really knows how to understand and handle hair and incorporate the style of the hair into the spirit of the garment. She's not afraid to wear jeans. She's not afraid to try out new. She is not afraid to emphasize her curves. But my very favorite outfit is the outfit all the way to the right, the suit with the men's tie. I want to buy a men's tie and wear it with a blazer and a tailored shirt. I just don't know where to buy it, and I want to buy a narrow tie. So if anybody out there knows, please let me have that info. And she looks like $1,000,000. Now, many times during her as first lady and running for it, she wore dresses. And I do want to say she was also the queen of the sweater twin set. But the point with Michelle Obama is two things. Number one, she has no fear of dressing high and low. She's not somebody who has to be in European couture every time she's in front of a camera. She has even worn designer mems from Target and looked great. One thing else, also, she is so supportive of American designers, and I honestly believe that is completely appropriate for a first lady to stand by a foundational national industry like fashion. I love her in all three of these sportswear outfits, but she's hit it wrong a few times, and I'm going to show you my most unfavorite dress, which is the one on the right. Oh my God. I don't get that belt thing up under her bust. That red and black dress, wasn't that for inauguration? That was for some really important event that was political, social. And I thought that red, the way it was placed, brought out the absolute worst in her, as does the outfit on the left, which again, cutting you off at the bust, giving you what looks like a really round, full stomach. I also didn't get all those colors together either. However, she's my girl when it comes to politicians, wives, and fashion. She takes chances. She is aging incredibly well. She doesn't seem to have that postmenopause body where she spread and put on a ton of weight. Seems to be very aware of that. I think she is relentless in exercising and taking care of herself. But you know what? She makes mistakes like the rest of us. Only she gets to review those mistakes because she's photographed so often. I would say that for myself too, that I'm in front of a camera so much that if I make a mistake, I see it almost instantly and it's, oh, I'm not doing that again. But that would be my advice to you for regular everyday life. If you are going to try out something new, a new color combination, a new set of proportions, take selfies and analyze them because that's how people are going to see you. Okay, I love Michelle Obama and I love all the iterations her hair and her hair pieces have gone through. I think she works really well with that too. Gwyneth Paltrow. I admire her for her looks. Absolutely admire her for her discipline. She is now 53 years old, two kids that are basically 20 in college. But people that are perfect make me uncomfortable. And she is the essence of that, which means that to me, she never takes criticism. You can't really criticize a perfect person. Look, we all love long, blonde, kind of careless hair, a glowing tan skin, no rounded stomach, long legs, long arms. Yeah, but here's the problem. I always feel like she's saying, I'm so perfect, you'll never be me. So for me, she's not a fave because of her superiority attitude. However, I do love her spare sense of style. And I do admire the fact that even though she's well into her 50s now, almost mid 50s, she has morphed her style slightly, altered her style, but not changed it. There are a few unfortunate moments, and one of them came, and we're going to show you right now, red carpet for the Oscars. What is that dress on the right? Up to her underarm. Okay, I get it. You're perfect. You can do it at 53, but do you have to? I thought it was gross. I thought it was unattractive on anybody but maybe a 22-year-old. And then that all pink outfit. Yeah, I know I talk a lot about loving monotonals, not shiny monotonals. No. And the bagginess, I'm still learning how to wear baggy jeans. I just wore them out the other day. I got pretty good reaction to them. They were comfortable, I must say that. But I'm used to wearing skin tight skinnies, so getting into something looser. My one rule is whatever loose piece of clothing you wear, it's got to be offset by a more fitted piece of clothing, either top or bottom. You know what? Baggy on baggy still looks out of control. Had a lot of discussions about doing Tyra Banks because there is so much negative publicity about America's Next Top Model. And I don't like to get embroiled in that. But she is someone, a celebrity, that we have known and been fascinated by for her physical perfection. And really, she was so impactful visually as a younger woman. The one criticism I would give her now is it's time to grow up. Like, I believe she doesn't dress her age. I believe she keeps pushing her sexuality at 52 years old in a way that maybe is no longer appropriate or not so necessary. I think that she just needs to do a basic full body image reassessment. And also, she's going to have to do a lot of work at rehabilitating her image in general. Because being mean, having all that money, all those looks, all those contacts, all that fame, and being truly mean to everybody around you who's just been hired to support you and help you. You've got to shine from the inside out as well as wardrobe yourself correctly in the opposite direction. So Tyra, time to wake up and grow up. Be a nicer girl. Okay, my Jane Fonda story. Sometimes in your lifetime, you just meet somebody who's extraordinary, and you know instantly that you are in the presence of nothing ordinary. Her energy is so phenomenal. It's like bubbling champagne. It's like sunlight hitting water and sparkling. I can't describe to you how smart, how alive, how lovely, and how kind this woman is. And we are both cancer survivors. We've both been through it and come out the other end grateful and so eager to live life again and so happy to be healthy. Look at how good she looks. My God, the woman is almost 88 years old. Now, in person, to be very transparent, she is incredibly thin. That's why she looks good in everything. She aged thin. She was very thin as a younger woman, too, but it's also incredibly photogenic. I love what she's done with her hair after coming through cancer treatment. I love the bob, the length of it, the color of it. Bravo, bravo to you, Jane Fonda. You truly carve the path and lead the pack in how a woman should look and can live into the moment in her days. She looks glamorous. She looks attainable. She looks healthy. She looks realistic. She looks fashionable. There are no bad pictures of Jane Fonda. This is who she is. Now, maybe the dress on the right, the gunmetal dress, she just wore that to the Oscars, I believe. Not altogether my favorite, but come on. Whoa. This woman is in her mid 80s and look at how she rocks evening wear. It's just right. She is very self aware and she understands the medium is a message. So if you're going to dress up for glamour, then be impactfully glamorous. But also, I don't know anybody who's better than Jane Fonda at dressing for her age, at reclaiming age, saying, yeah, okay, this is what an 87, 88-year-old looks like. You can just believe it and then do it. So, yeah, she's a wonderful, wonderful role model, an incredible human being. I just loved being in her presence. Okay, so now to finish everything off for Fashion Thursdays, we have America's sweetheart who, just crossed the Rubicon line into 50 years old. Now, when you are the cute, dumb but smart, blonde, kind of giggle girl, and you've done that for 20, 30 years of your career, it is very difficult. The position, the image, the message Reese Witherspoon gives off to age. And I like the way she kind of puts it together with relaxed sportswear. But Reese has done something else that goes along with fashion and moving on with the times and being appropriate for the decade you're in, which is she's changed her career too. She's behind the camera. She's a director. She's a producer. She has a very powerful book club and said that she reads up to 50 books a year, cover to cover, and maybe goes back and reads them again. So she comes out intellectual. She comes out boss lady, which is a little bit of how you see her dressing here. Soft professional. I think she does a good job with it, but you know what? Every once in a while, she wants to go back to the familiar again, and I know that so well. You want to go back to what you were, but you really can't. So we'll show a couple of the rougher outfits that yeah. Whoa. No, 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 no. Florals do not understand the outfit in the middle and how that color went together. Although I will say, Reese Witherspoon is a great proponent of color. These are dresses that were meant to be left behind in her 30s. And because those were her true. Hi, today we're talking about Particlar. This is a series of supplements, and let me tell you what, if you are aging with any sort of inflammation that becomes one of the biggest issues in your everyday life, and swelling and joint pain, oh, I'm on it 100%. I've begun a new vitamin regime from Particlar that has literally changed my life, and I feel so much better on a daily basis. Try it out with a discount using our code below. You are going to love it. Salad days, and when she was a huge movie star, rom-com movie star, it is natural to want to go back to them. But last point of this Fashion Thursday. Don't. You cannot go back in time. You are not a salmon fighting to swim upstream. You've got to figure out where you're at. You've got to figure out what your best assets are, where you are at the moment, and run with that and discover so much about yourself. And it's really fun because it's all about you, working on you. And I would say out of everybody we talked about today, Oprah has absolutely done the most magnificent job of turning herself into the best Oprah we've ever seen at the age of 72, which is so counter to what society tells us should be. So don't listen to society. Listen to me on Fashion Thursdays. And no, the best just could be yet to come. May you always be too young to be old.
Thank you so much for listening to Too Young to Be Old podcast. The episode may be over, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Diane Gilman, or visit our website, thedianegilman.com. If you like the show, leave us a rating or a review and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And until then, don't forget, age is just a number. Together, we'll prove that we are all too young to be old.